welcome. This is my first crochet tutorial, actually my first tutorial ever, and I'm a little nervous, but hopefully everything will go smooth. I did do a practice run of trying to make a video and I screwed up a couple times, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want people taking out stitches while I'm doing this, but it may happen, so I do apologize, but I'm trying very hard to not do that. Let's get started with what you need: a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, a needle, and of course some yarn. I'm using cotton yarn because it is a back scrubber and it's going to be in water. You want cotton, or at least, you know, mostly cotton. And so, yeah, I'm using, it's either sugar and cream or peaches and cream. To me, it's the same. It's great yarn. I really love Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, cotton yarn, but I'm not near a Hobby Lobby, and so I'm using this, which is just as good. I mean, it's good for this, but Hobby Lobby's, I love this yarn. Cotton yarn is a little different. It's a little more softer and thinner, I guess. And I just love it. I don't know. And just, maybe that's why it's called I Love This Yarn. I'm not the only one, but I do like this too. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so I did explain scissors, needle, scissors, needle, and crochet hook. I am using this crochet hook. Now, this is my favorite crochet hook. I know that people have wooden ones and special ones, but this is mine and I love it. It is a J hook and a 6.0 crochet hook. Now, you may hear me, I didn't realize it till actually I did a pre-run, that you can hear the yarn on this hook a little bit, but it's not that bad. So hopefully it won't bother you. And what else did I want to mention? Oh, a few things, I guess I should mention. That this this pattern is actually mine. I actually figured out how I wanted to make this triangle, which is just a granny stitch. And then I used a double crochet stitch, and then I used this puff stitch. And the reason why I chose this puff stitch was because I'm hoping you can see that it has a great texture to it. And so with that texture, you can get a nice scrub or exfoliation with that. And you know, basically when you're cleaning your body, you want it to exfoliate a little bit and get some of that dead skin off. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that me personally, I like to exfoliate, once a week. Some maybe need more, some may need less, but I guess maybe if you're working like a job where your back is getting dirty, you might want to use it more. But most of the time we're clothed, and I just love the way that turned out. And plus I did it, so of course I love it. But yeah, so I came up with a way to do it all in one. So the handle and all this together, and then this part. So basically it's a decrease, is an increase. I did 18 rows and then I did a decrease. So yeah. Now I will show you that I did this handle. I was playing around to see which one I like better. I did this handle with a single crochet, and I did this in just a chain. And I like the chain better. One, it's going to dry faster, and that's what you want. And that's part of the reason why I really like this too, is because, you can see through that. You can see that it should dry quick. You don't want something that's going to be laying in your shower not drying, because then it gets funky. So that's why I like this better than this one, because I feel it's going to be too thick. But it's your preference. Maybe you like a thicker handle. I like the thin one, only because, again, I want it to dry. Oh, sorry, I'm bouncing the camera around. I wanted it to dry faster. So that's why I chose this one. And yeah, I hope you have fun doing it as much as I did. I also love this little stitch. It's not a double crochet, and I don't know the name of this stitch. I don't know if you can see it there. Hoping you can. Maybe you can see it better on this one. But it's not a double crochet. It's like, it reminds me of a braid. So I call it the braid stitch. I don't know what the name I don't know what the name of that stitch is, but I like it. And so I needed something to bring it over to close it, and that's it. And it looks like a braid, so I really like it. And what else? I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention, or if I'm forgetting to mention, I do apologize. As I go along, if something comes up, I will mention it. I am going to use this yellow yarn. I'm hoping that you can see this in the video. This is the only white background thing I could find in my house, and it's actually my old lab coat. So that's what I'm using, and so there's a nice white background. But I think this would show up pretty good in the camera, and I'll try and get as close as I can and do go as slow as I can. I know I should explain why I'm doing this video. In addition to coming up with this, I did do one earlier, and in fact, this is the size I'm going to be making, just so I can do it in one tutorial rather than turning off this camera and come back. So I'm going to try and do it all at once. But you can pause the camera while you work your rows, and I'll get into how many rows I did in a minute. But I think I already told you 18. I did 18 rows, but you can do as many as you want. You can't really see the whole thing, but I'm pretty tall, so I want it a half decent size, because it's got to go around, my back, and I got to reach it over with my other hand, or somebody does. And also it's wide, and I can fit my hand in there, and I like this width. So, and plus it matches my stitches here, so we're going with that width. You could do larger, but you'd have to figure out the math on the stitch count. So if you're good at doing that, then yeah, make it wider if you want. So the reason why I'm doing, I should explain that. That's where I was going. And don't mind my nails. I know some people post how, their nail color, etc. I can't have nails or nail polish at my job, so I'm stuck with these plain Jane nails, which are fine. So the reason why I am doing this, I keep wanting to pick this up and start, and it's so funny, I saw a girl's channel where she was explaining how she does like to talk in the beginning and talk throughout, and some people don't like that. So, and I get it, you want to get to the project, but since this is my first tutorial, I figure I'd explain everything now, because I can understand that. But it's also nice to have somebody talk to you and tell them a little bit about themselves, So the reason why I'm doing this is because so many people have posted videos of free crochet tutorials. And I think it's just wonderful for us crocheters and the crocheting community to have these videos that people, do out of the kindness of their own heart, and put it out there for people. I think it's great, and I hope it continues. And so this is kind of like my little gift back, I guess you can say, to the crochet world for all the times, and I'm hoping to do more, for all the times that I have utilized and, made some beautiful pieces. In fact, I'm working on this one, and I just love it. And I'm sure you have seen this in, the tutorial, on YouTube. I did finish this one. This is one I did a couple years ago, but now I'm making a different version. This I had made with, I don't even know if you can see all that, but it's like a beach cover up. And I had made this for my daughter. It's got a little bit of some tassels down below. But I had made this for my daughter a couple years ago, and I just loved it. And I used string yarn for that. So now I am making a different one, and this time I'm using cotton yarn actually, and this yellow is part of this. And so it's going to be a little thicker, but yeah, so you know, there's wonderful, wonderful patterns out there. And so I figured it's my turn to give back and do something in a way of, as a return and a thank you. And I have noticed that some people are doing some live chats, and you know, it's a way that they raise money, you know, because I can tell you it's not that easy doing this, number one. And I mean, as far as, you know, doing the camera, and it's a lot, you know, you got to upload videos, and you know, you're making the project, and it's a, you know, your item, and so it is a lot. So I'm forever thankful, and hopefully you'll be thankful for this video and you get something out of it too. Like I said, I'm no way a master at crocheting, but I do enjoy it, and I'm going to do the best I can. And I'm also going to try and remember the people who are just learning how to crochet, because you know, that's important too. And I watched some videos that I thought were going to be so hard, but they walked us through step by step, and it was like perfect. So I'm hoping I can do that too. In fact, I shouldn't have done this because I want to explain how to do that. But yeah, so let's get started. And as we go along, if I think of anything, I'm sure I'll mention it. Okay, so we're first going to start with a slip stitch. So that is, I'm going to do it this way so you can see. I just yarn over my fingers and bring the needle up, pull it through, hook it, and just pull this tight. And you want a tail because you want to weave that in, and you want to make sure it's nice and secure so it doesn't unravel on someone. Okay, so that's your slip stitch. And we are going to start with a chain of 40. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as I'm chaining, I realize I should explain chaining. So for those people that don't know. So all you do is you have your let me just start over. Whoever knows how to do chain 40, please just go ahead. I will catch up. Okay, or yeah. So all right, so you have your slip stitch on the hook, and so your first chain on the hook. So you're going to wrap around, pull through, and that's your first chain. You never count the one that's on the hook. Wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through. I hope you can see that. Okay, so yeah, so now you're making some chains. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. We have to do 40. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. So there's your chain, and try to make sure that it's not, it's got a little bit of a bump there, but try to make sure, I'm looking at it, I guess because I was stopping counting. It's not the perfect looking chain, but it doesn't have to be because it's going to get twisted. I mean, you know, as people use it. Okay, so what you're going to do is make sure it's not tangled at all, and you're going to bring it together, your pieces together, and you're going to slip stitch right into the very first one you did. So go ahead and just slip stitch that right in there. I like to work around 2. pull this yarn tight. So this piece is tight. So you have two. You have this one on your hook, and then you slip through this one, wrap around, and just pull through both of those, whichever is easier, and then pull that tight. Okay, so now you have your handle. That's your handle is done. Okay, now if you want to do the single crochet because you feel that would be thicker and more ideal, just go ahead and go around and go into this stitch right here. So you want to go into this stitch, the next stitch right here, pull through, and you're going to do a single crochet. So you're going to wrap around and just go like that. That's one. Put your needle through. Can you see that? Put your needle through, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, and pull through two. And that's a single crochet. And you can do that all the way around if you want, right back to here. And then you just slip stitch into this. So like if I were finished, this is a slip stitch. So say I was coming up on the other end, you just put your hook under here under that last stitch, pull through, and then pull through, and that's a slip stitch. And then you would go right into what we're doing next. So if you want to do that, go ahead. That's how you would get a double handle. I'm not doing that, but I wanted to show you in case you wanted to do that. Not a double handle, a single crochet thicker handle. Okay, so with this one now, let's get started with so we're going to be making this part right here, which is the part that, is not going to have the puff stitch, but we're going to work this. So this way it, it has nice openings. So again, I'm all about drying quickly, or nicely anyway. And, you can toss this right in the washer because it's cotton. It's, which is really nice. You just toss it into wash and use it again. Okay. So now we are going to chain up one. Okay. So now that's going to be the stitch we're going to work into. So don't make that too tight, but nice, so it doesn't go apart. So then we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one more as a turning chain. Or no, I'm so sorry. We are not doing that right now. We're just doing 4. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. We never count this one that's on our hook. We're doing a chain of 5. So I'm sorry if you did that one ahead of me, or I mean not ahead of me. If you were following me and did it, I'm sorry that you have to take that one out. So all right, so we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work into this 5th chain right here. So go ahead and yarn over, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into this stitch right here. So yarn over, put your hook through, pull this yarn through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's your first double crochet. Okay, now yarn over, and we're going right back into that same stitch, and we're going to do another double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2 again. That's your second double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go into that same hole, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you should have your 4 chain, your 3 doubles, and we're going to chain 1, and we are going to work a treble crochet, which is yarn over once, yarn over twice, into the same stitch. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2 more. And that's what you have so far. So you have the tail, well, not the tail, the handle. We do have this tail that we're going to weave in later. You have your treble crochet, because a chain 4 is equivalent to a treble crochet. And then we have our 3 double crochet. I wish I could speak more language. I can speak a little bit of Spanish, but maybe I might do subtitles later down the line in that. But yeah, because some things I have also learned from other languages just by watching, which is incredible. Okay, so although I will put it out there, that Lost in Time shawl, oh my gosh, I love that shawl. I've watched the videos, they do it different than the pattern, and it's in a different language. And if anybody out there is willing to do that pattern in English, I would be forever thankful, because I really want to make that pattern, that shawl for my daughter. And I'm hoping my children are watching this and learning how to do this themselves. That's part of the reason why I'm doing it too. So maybe years down the road, they might want to pick it up. My daughter knows a little bit. I wish my son would do a little more. I always tell them that this is a magic stick, magic hook. That's what I call it. So, because you can make so many useful and wonderful things out of this thing. So, all right, let's keep going. So now we are going to chain up 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to turn our work, and we are going to do 3 double crochets right into this space right here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now there's a reason why I like to do a treble at the end, and it's because I feel it just gives it more room to lay flat. I know for some, they'd rather just do a normal 3, which counts as a double, but on one end I like to work a treble. It's all your preference, but if you're following my pattern, then we're doing trebles. Okay, so now we are going to chain 1, and we are going to work 3 more double crochets right into this space. So go ahead, put your hook through, yarn over, pull up 2. Oh my goodness, did I not show you how to do a double crochet back here? My apologies. Oh no, I showed you back here, right? Oh my. Okay, never mind. All right, yarn over, put your needle through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. The people that do this, and they're like so on cue with knowing to say yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, I give them credit, because I'm like trying to think and do this at the same time and try to teach. It's a lot. Okay, so now we are working our 3rd double crochet. Okay, so now we have 3 double crochets into this this space right here. So now we are going to chain 1, and we are going to treble crochet right into this same space. Now on our decrease, I am going to tell you, it may be a little different. I don't like to do a chain 1 in between on my decreases. And there's another reason for that. And it's because I want this side to match. So in order for that side to match, I almost feel I have to. But when we get there, I will explain. Okay, so now we are going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work, yarn over, and we just seen a piece of my hair somewhere. We are going to work 3 double crochets right back into this space. So go ahead, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's our first double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull up, pull through 2, pull through 2. I hope I'm not going too fast for anyone. Yeah, I'm doing the best that I can. So go ahead and chain 1, yarn over, go into this next space. So you're going to yarn over, put your hook through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Again, one last time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and chain 1. Okay, now we are going to work into this space right here. So we did our chain 1, yarn over, we're going to do 3 double crochets into here. So go ahead and insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull up, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And there you have your 3 clusters. Okay, now we are going to chain 1 and we are going to work a treble into that same space right here. So you're going to yarn over and yarn over again, so that's the twice now. Stick your hook in, pull up your yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, so now we have, we're getting there, we only got one more to do of this row. So we got this one, we got 2 here, and we got 3 here with these 2 little spaces. So now we're going to work into this space, this space, this space, and this space, and that's going to be the last before we start our bobble stitch or cluster stitch, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work, yarn over, go into this space here, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a hook, pull up your yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, put in your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So there's your 3. Now we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to yarn over and we're going to go right into this next space, and we are going to put 3 double crochets in there. And chain 1. Again, 3 double crochets into this space. I love making shawls out of this pattern, actually. If you wanted to, I mean, aside from this, well, you could turn this into like a tassel if you wanted to, but aside from this, if you just made this bigger and bigger, it will, you know, turn into a beautiful shawl, in my opinion. Okay, so what you want to do now is you made your last 3 of the double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in here. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we chain 1, and now we are going to do the treble crochet. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up your yarn, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around, pull through 2 more, wrap around, and pull through the last 2. Okay, and there we have our starting, or the ending of our starting stitches here before we go into our puff stitches, or exfoliating stitches is what I call them now. Okay, so it's very important from here that you have 18 stitches from here to here. I mean, I don't want you counting them now, but we are going to put double crochets in, and they need to be 18 stitches. So You just follow along here. So here we are, we're back here. So now chain up 2, 1 and 2. Turn your work around, yarn over. And so we are going, if you pull this apart a little bit, you will see that space right there. That's where we're going. Now normally this would count as a stitch by itself and we'd go into this one, but we're going to put a double crochet right into that chain space right there. So if you look at the top, it's that V, and you're going to go through both of those for the newbies out there. Okay, so yarn over, go through both of those, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and there you have your double crochet. Now I just want to get some yarn. Excuse me for 1 second. I like to make sure I have enough so I don't have to keep pulling on that. Okay, so somebody told me to stick this in a colander, and I'm looking at one from here and I'm like, I should have done that. So all these little cool crochet tricks that you learn along the way so your yarn doesn't fly all over the place. Okay, so yarn over, and we're going to go into this space right here and make a double crochet. Okay, now we're going into these 3 stitches right here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And if you look at the top, there are those little V's, and we're going through both of these right here, and right here. So yarn over, stick your needle through. You'll see your finger there, and you'll see that you went through both of those. So 1 and 2, that's like a little V. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, stick your needle into the next stitch right there. Make sure you're on both of them. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and that's your double crochet. Yarn over again, and we're going into this next stitch right there. So go ahead and stick your needle through. Make sure you're through that V. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Again, into this space right here, stick your needle, yarn, pull your yarn up, yarn over, and those are the easy ones. Okay, so yarn over, go into this next stitch here, do a double crochet like we have been. Okay, yarn over, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, we're going into this space now. Into this space now, into that stitch, into this stitch now, into this stitch, into this space, into this stitch, into this stitch here, into this stitch right here, and now you're going to go into the top of this. Well, let me just make sure, because I like to count my stitches. I mean, I know we're going to, but I just like to make sure. So let's count our stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we're not counting this one. Okay, that's our 2 that we came up with. So right here we got, so if you look at it from here, it's probably even easier. So we have, can you see that good? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right there. So let's go ahead and insert our hook. Well, hopefully you didn't take yours out. Well, you might have took out your stitches. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to count up 4. So 1, 2, 3. Well, it's kind of hard. We did the chain 4, but then we wrapped it over to here. So just go count up 3. 1, just count this. It's so much easier. Just put it into the top of this chain stitch right here. So you're going to put it right in there and make sure you get 2. Like I said, I like to get 2. So there's that V. Wrap over, pull through, yarn over, and just do your normal double crochet. Okay? And that is all for this part. Now we're going to go into our cluster stitches. So go ahead and chain up 2. So 1 and 2. You're going to flip your work, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go right into that same stitch again, right there. So you can see that. So there's our chain 2, 1, 2. We're going into this stitch right here. So go ahead and go into that stitch and do your double crochet. Okay, now the fun part. Okay, I'm just going to pull this out so I can show you better. So we made this is our chain 2, and this is our double crochet we just made. We are going to go back in to this stitch right here, into here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull this tighter. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, and we are going into this V. So go in, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, and there's 3 on your hook. So you have 3 stitches on your hook. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go back into that space, pull up this yarn, and now you have 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your hook, 5 stitches. You're going to yarn over, you're going back into that space and pull up. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the fun part is you get to pull this yarn over and pull through all 7 of those stitches. This can be a little frustrating. Just take your time and you should be good. I find that if you have your hook down, like I have it, see I'm pointing it down, and pull through all 7 of those stitches, it's much easier. So just pull right on through. And if you have to do it over, it's quite okay. Like I just have to do because I'm doing it too slow, I feel. If I do it too slow, I don't know. So I'm going to do it again. So yarn over. One thing I have learned about crocheting, it does teach you patience. Thank you goodness, you know, because there's been many of times where I've had to take out stitches and you just do it, you know. I mean, thankfully, you know, it's not like back here, but it has happened that way where you miscount or you do something you don't even realize until it's too late and then you got to start all over. But all part of crocheting, and that's why I call it crochet zen. Okay, so so yarn over, put your hook through, pull up, yarn over, pull up. Now I'm still doing mine over. Hopefully yours worked. And if you are, well then you're just I'll show you what to do in a second here. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, yarn over, pull through all 7 of those. And again, I feel like it's not working. I normally don't have this kind of problem. All right, so I'm just going to do it without talking and just do it. Okay. Now the tighter you have it, the better it is as far as your puff stitch goes. So now we are going to skip this stitch and we're going to go into this next stitch right here. So go ahead and insert your hook. Now don't yarn over, okay? This stitch is still on your hook. you're going to skip the stitch, go into this next stitch, then pull the stitch up, and you'll have 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 1. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And that is your first puff stitch. And that is that cool, what I call braid stitch. Okay? Yarn over, and we're going to do a double crochet into this very next stitch next to this one that we just did. So insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And guess what that means? Time to do another puff. So in between these 2 stitches, we are going to do another puff stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up. Total of 3 times. You'll have 7 stitches on your hook and pull through all 7. Okay? Skip this next one, go into the next stitch, insert your hook. Remember, you're not yarning over after you have this on your hook. Pull through 1, pull through 2, and there's your second puff stitch. Next, double crochet into this next stitch right here. So that's a yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, and we're going right back into these 2 stitches. So insert your hook, go around that post, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, go around that post, pull up, yarn over, go around that post, pull up, total of 3 times, 7 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 7. Skip the next one, go into this one right here, you pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. There's your third. Yarn over, we're going to do a double crochet into this next stitch again. And pull through. And again, we're going to do another puff stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, go around that post, pull up, yarn over, go around that stitch, pull up, yarn over, go around that stitch and pull up, 7 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 7. Skip this stitch, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, pull around that post, yarn over, insert your hook, pull around that post, yarn over, insert your hook, pull around that post, and there's 7, yarn over and pull through all 7. Skip the next stitch, go into this one, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. Next one, double crochet. Yarn over, go through these 2 again, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and pull up. You should have 7 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 7, which I probably hesitated too long. I gotta do it over. If it's not just the way I wanted, I feel I have to do it over. So yarn over, insert around that post, pull up, insert, pull up, yarn over, insert, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 7. Skip this stitch right here, and we're going into this last V right there. Okay, so we're going into this last V, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and congratulate yourself for getting through all 7 of those, 6 of those puff stitches, which, yeah, That's a lot. Okay, so moving right along, we are going to chain up one and pull it tight, okay? We want that to be tight, that chain one. We're going to turn our work, and now we're going to work single crochets in each of these stitches. So I'm going to walk you through that and show you. So what you're going to do, we did that chain one, we pulled that tight. We're going to insert our hook right into that space right there, yarn over, pull up, you have 2 on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to work that puff stitch right there. So see that right there? Hopefully you can see that. So that's our puff stitch like that. And on top there's a V. So you're going to go into that V, yarn over, pull your yarn through, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to the back of this puff stitch right there. See that? On top. So go through that V, pull it through. Now you have 2 on your hook, yarn over and pull through. That's a single crochet. Now we're just going to work into that space right there. So we're going to insert our hook, pull our yarn through and pull through 2. Now we're back to the puff stitch. So there's that puff stitch. That's where we're going to stick our hook right in through there. That's the puff stitch right there. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. There's the back of the puff stitch. There's the V. Yarn over, pull it through. Let me explain that again, even though I know you're watching. And but insert your hook, pull your yarn through, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going into this space right here. Single crochet. Top of the puff stitch, another single crochet, top of the back of the puff stitch, single crochet, into the space, single crochet, top, single crochet, back, into the space, into this top, the back of the top, this space right here, top of this puff stitch right there, you can see that, and then the back, which is the last stitch we're working into. And let's count our stitches because we want to make sure we didn't mess up anywhere, and we want to have 18 stitches. Okay, so we have, I'll hold it like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So we're doing good. If you don't have 18 stitches, go back and see where exactly you might have missed a stitch. Okay? Don't be afraid to rewind, pause, whatever you got to do. It's all good. Okay, so now we are moving on to our next puff row. So chain up 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, yarn over, go into that same stitch right there, that top stitch right there, right where that space is, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and guess what? We're going to put our yarn into the space, go around that post, pull up, there's 3, yarn over, pull up, there's 5, yarn over, pull up, there's 7, yarn over, and pull through all 7. And there's your puff. Skip this stitch right here. We're going into this stitch. Remember, we made our puff stitch. Skipping into this next stitch. Oops, we got to yarn over and do a double crochet. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Back up, my mistake. Take that back. keep that on your hook. Hopefully you didn't lose your puff stitch. Skip this stitch, go into this space, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1, and pull through 2. You do not yarn over after the puff stitch. Now you yarn over, and we're doing a double crochet after this stitch right here. We're going right into here and do a double crochet. Okay. How are we all doing so far? Anybody need a little bit of a break or anything? Or okay, hopefully we're plugging right along, and hopefully you're able to see my stitches clearly. Okay, so yarn over. Here we're doing another puff stitch. So around that post, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook around that post, pull up your yarn. There's 5. Yarn over, pull up your hook. There's 7. Pull through all 7. Skip into this next chain space right here. Pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Next is a double crochet. So double crochet into the next stitch. Another puff stitch. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go around, pull up, yarn over, go around that post, pull up, yarn over, and pull through all. I think that might not be a good one. Yes, it is. Okay. Skip, go into the next one. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over, go through the next one. Do that double crochet, yarn over, another puff, pull up, around the post, pull up, around the post, pull up, and pull through all 7. Skip into the next one. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, double crochet into the next, yarn over, another puff stitch, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and pull through all 7. Skip, put your hook in, pull through 1, pull through 2, yarn over, double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, put your hook through, yarn over, put your hook through, yarn over, put your hook through, yarn over, and pull through all 7. Skip into this last stitch right here. We are going to put the last stitch of what I call a braid stitch, and there we have it. Look at that. Okay, so now you've done this row, single crochet, and then this row. So I'm going to do another single crochet, and then I'll do one more puff stitch with you. And when you're finished, like I said, I'm not going to pause this video to do the whole thing. So what I did was I did 18 rows of these puffs. So I did, let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I did 18. I figured 18 stitches, 18 rows, just easy to remember. But I like to make sure. But when you are at the length where you want it to be, you need to stop on the puff stitch, just like we are right now. Okay, so when you get to the row that you want, the length that you want, don't go into doing the single crochet after this. Stop right here, okay? But I'm gonna do another 2 rows, and then I will show you as if you had reached your goal of how many rows you want to do, and then I'm going to show you the decrease of this side right here, and then into doing the handle. Okay, so let's go on. So go ahead and chain up 1, pull that tight, turn your work, go into this space right here, and do a single crochet. Top of the puff, single crochet. Top of this next back puff, single crochet. Into this space, insert a hook, pull up yarn, pull through 2, that's your single crochet. Top of the puff, back of the puff, into that space, top of the puff, back of the puff, into that space, top of the puff, back of the puff, into that space. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for anyone. I mean, I don't know how slow. This is my normal. It's not really my normal. I feel I'm going slower for this video, but yeah, I feel like this is about as slow as I can go. So hopefully you're able to follow along okay, if this is your first time. So into this, yarn over, pull through, and that's your last one, the back of that stitch. So let's count because I like to make sure, okay? Let's make sure we have 18 stitches. So we have, maybe it's easier if I lay it down. I don't know which is better. So we have 1 right there. We've got 2. We have 3. We have 4. We have 5. We have 6. We have 7. We have 8. We have 9. We have 10. We have 11. We have 12. We have 13. We have 14. We have 15. We have 16. We have 17. And we have 18. So, I mean, if you follow along with this, you should always have 18. I mean, you know, top of the puff, back of the puff, into that space, top, back, into that space. Of course, the first one there. So, and you always want to end with the back of that puff stitch. So, all right. Oops. Go ahead and wait to insert my hook again. And now we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. Turn your work. And we're going right into that stitch there, and we're going to do a double crochet. Yarn over, and we're going to do our puff stitch. So go around that post, pull it up, yarn over, around the post, pull up, yarn over, around the post, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 7. So the tighter you get that, the nicer that stitch is. You know, see how it's laying very nice and puffy. And that's what they're going to use to clean or yourself. Okay, so there's 1 that we're going to skip. Go into this next stitch. Remember, you don't yarn over. Pull through. Now yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. Double crochet into the next. And this is where we yarn over and go through. And there's ready for our next puff stitch. So yarn over, insert a hook, go around, pull up, yarn over, insert a hook, go around, yarn over, insert a hook, go around, yarn over, all 7. You made it. Skip into this next one right here. Yarn over, pull through 1 and pull through 2. Yarn over into this next stitch, do a double crochet, yarn over, go into that space, pull up, yarn over, around the hook, around that stitch, pull up, yarn over, 7 times, pull it through, skip into this next one, pull through, pull through, double crochet into the next. I don't know if you can hear my needle, but I am hearing it. But you know, I work with this needle, this hook so much. This is my favorite hook to do a lot of projects with, and I don't even realize it. It's like kind of like, I don't realize until another noise distracts me and then I hear it. It's so weird. Okay, so yarn up. Yes, let's do that over because I'm talking and not concentrating. So we're going to do our next stitch in here. Yarn over, insert your hook, go around that stitch, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, and pull through. Oh boy, no, I made it. All 7. There. Yeah, don't get frustrated if you don't, if you have to take it out, because it happens. Double crochet into the next. Now, I can show you another way I've thought about doing it, but it might be easier to do 3 double crochets in here. I'm just going to show you, although it doesn't really work. But so if I were to do 3 double crochets around this post, don't do this. I'm just showing you as an example of why. Maybe I can't even show you as an example. All right, so I have 1 in there. So 2 and 3. And like if you were to do 3 double crochets, you could technically do it that way and it would sit on that stitch, but it's not as puffy and as nice as that. Like to me, it's nice having that texture. You want that texture. I'm sure as you're doing it, you're seeing that, these stick up, which is really nice. Okay, so just ignore that right there. Okay, I was just trying to show you something that, okay, so yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up. Oh boy. Okay, skip into the next, into this one, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up. Okay, skip, and we're into our very last one. So for you, as you go along, and like I said, when you get to the row that you want, I did 18 of these puff stitches with of course, the single crochet in between. But you can do as many as you want. Maybe you only want a small one, and I don't know what you want to do with a smaller one, but maybe you have a plan for a smaller one, or maybe that's all you need, or maybe, I don't know. I think I am going to do a tutorial on how to do a washcloth with this too. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, of course, you would want it longer than 18 stitches because that's like maybe a hand scrubby for you can do it you can do it with Scrubby and, the Scrubby yarn, which I don't have any here to show you, but there is Scrubby yarn out there, and you can do this 18 stitches across, do a chain of 18, and then do an extra 3. No. But yeah, do an extra 3. Do double crochets all the way back. So you have your 18 stitches. And then you can do this same thing for a small Scrubby for your sink if you wanted to. Just an idea. But I think a nice washcloth would be nice with this. I just have to add, I just think it should be bigger. So maybe my next tutorial will show you how to do a washcloth. Unless you know how to, if you're good at counting stitches, you can just do it yourself. Okay. All right. So like I said, when you reach your end of your row, make sure you end on the puff stitch. Do not go into the single crochet. Okay. So go ahead and pause this video and continue on. Okay. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you through it all, but I don't know what we talk about because nobody would be answering me or talking back to me or having a conversation. Yeah. So hopefully you've reached your rows and you didn't have too much of an aggravation getting these puff stitches in. And let's go ahead and start to work the other end of the back scrubber. Okay, so of course, you know, pretend mine's a lot longer. You know, I got all these. So we're going to start with a double crochet. So we're going to chain up 2, turn your work, and like I said, as you go along, you're going to see what's nice about this is you do not have to add a border unless you want to, but you don't have to put a border around because it makes a nice border all by itself. I really like this border. You don't have to like go through and make a border. Okay, so chain up 2, yarn over, and we're going to do double crochets now right into that stitch right there. So double crochet. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to start that one over. Yarn over into this first stitch there. Double crochet into the top of the puff. Double crochet into the back of the puff, double crochet. So funny saying puff. Into the well, I don't know, I call it puff stitch. I know some people call it other things, but okay. So yarn over into this space, double crochet, top of the cluster stitch. Was that a cluster? I don't know. It is kind of a cluster. Into that stitch, the behind it, all double crochets, just like you have been with the single crochets, except now you're doing double crochets. And you should have that down pat by now after doing 18 rows, or you know, however many rows you did. Oops, I feel like my yarn got a little stringy there. So interesting how sometimes yarns can be so different, you know, and or even in the same, you know, packaging, it can be and go thin and then thick, and I guess that's where they're changing it and stuff. And I've never actually watched how yarn is, you know, spun, but I think maybe years ago I watched wool being spun. But anyway, I'd love to have my own made. And somebody was telling me, I think it's in New York where you can actually, you know, like what colors you want. Probably costs a lot. We have a place near me, beautiful yarn store. I mean, of course we have AC Moore and we have Walmart and we have Michael's, but there's another specialty yarn store, I guess you'd want to call it. It's a like a mom and pop store. And into this last one right here, another double crochet. Beautiful yarn, but some of the yarn is like this roll right here, like as a full roll, like a full skein of this maybe, or even like something like this size right here. Actually, this is a lot. I don't even think they have in this size bunches, but probably even like less than this, like maybe that much of it, and it goes for like $25 or 28 is the most I saw. But the yarn feels phenomenal and it has such great patterns to it. Like this one yarn I seen, and it was like all yellow, blue, and then like gray. But the way the pattern came out, it was just so beautiful. But to look at the yarn, the way they had it rolled there, you would never think it, like thank goodness they had a sample of what it looked like done in a pattern, because you would never guess that that's the way it would turn out. Sort of like this right here. I'm going to show you this real quickly. I love this yarn. So I had picked up this yarn and I love the colors. And I find it has a lot of the pink that I love, that fuchsia color, fuchsia color. And I love this yarn. However, I was starting to make a shirt for someone and still attach the string for my daughter, actually, whether she'll wear it or not. Now she knows that I was starting to make her something if she's watching. Hopefully she is. Missy, little Gigi. And so, actually it looks like a bib right now. Maybe I could just turn it into a bib. So many people are having babies. So, yeah, it looks tie-dye to me. Like it's coming out like a tie-dye pattern, like how it kind of bleeds and fades in and out. It looks so tie-dye to me. I just figured I'd show you that. This is going to be a tank top, actually, when I'm done with it, hopefully. And so, but to look at this, you know, and then see it like this, you wouldn't think, oh, it's going to look tie-dye a little bit. Anyway, I do like this yarn. And, yeah, I got so much going on here. Okay, so back to this project. Yeah, so you never know how certain yarn is going to turn out when you're looking at it. I should show you this one that I'm doing. I love this. So I call this, before I show it to you, I call this and see I'm talking, which I know people are like, come on, let's get this over with. But very quickly, I call this the Secret Garden shawl because I just love this. And it's a simple stitch, is all I'm using. But these little, I don't know if it shows that well on camera, but it's like these little stitches here. They look like flower buds on a vine to me. And I just love that. And so I'm not done with it. Still a work in process, but it just looks like a garden. And so, yeah, I'm working on that too. I've got a lot of projects started. I'm just cracking my knuckles. Can you hear that? Because I'm like, oh, just thinking of all the things I have started. And I was watching someone else's channel and she was expressing how she was not going to start another project until she finished one. That's one of her goals. And I'm like, I gotta do that. That's like a beautiful thing. Okay, now back to this part here. So now we are going to start this side, but we're going to work it backwards. So we're actually going to decrease and come to a point. Okay. Fun times. Okay. So we're going to start by chaining up 4. And we are going to, I moved my paper because I actually wrote this down and I changed it up a little bit. So hopefully this works better, which I think it will. So it's not that it won't, because it's actually what I did do with this purple one. I did it differently with this one. And to me, I feel like, I don't know. You see how spacey that is? And I like the spacier part better, but the first one is not going to be that way. But I'm like, well, should it match this side? Does it really even matter? If you pull this part and you block it, like blocking is a whole nother thing. It's where you stick it under and, you know, you don't put an iron directly on top of it. Well, you could, because this is cotton, and steam it and pull it out so it blocks and has those spaces more, because I really love those spaces. So we're going to try and match it to this side. So chain up 4, yarn over, and then you're going to go right into the same, I'm so sorry, you're going into this next stitch right here, and we're going to do a double crochet. Okay, so this is going to act as this stitch right here. We are going into this stitch. So normally we would go into that stitch as we've been doing in this pattern. We're going to skip that stitch and go into this pattern, this stitch, and do a double crochet. Okay. Oh, I got sidetracked in there. Then we're going into the next stitch and do another double crochet, and again another double crochet. And now we are going to chain one, and we're going to skip this stitch right here, and we're going into this next stitch right here. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. You see? you see? I am so sorry. I'm doing something. I'm looking right at what I wrote down, and I still forgot to do what I wanted to do. Let's go back to this. I'm so sorry I made you take that out, but you got some practice in, right? Now think of it as a positive way. Okay, so yarn over. We are going to do 3 stitches together right here, okay? So yarn over, insert your hook. We're skipping this stitch, remember? Insert your hook, yarn up, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, and just pull through 2 stitches. Okay, and now you should have 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, and we're going into this next stitch right here. Right here. Insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, and pull through 2. And you should still have 3 on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over again, go into this next stitch, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 chains on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4. Okay? And that is going to be our first cluster. So now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to chain 2, and we are going to skip this next stitch and go into this next stitch right here and do another 3 double crochets together, a cluster. Okay, so roll, yarn over, insert your hook, go through 2, have 2 chains on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, and pull through 2. You have 4 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4. A lot easier than 7, right? Okay, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over. Now this time we are going to skip 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this one here. We worked in this one. We're skipping this one and this one. So 1, 2, going into this one. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, into your next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next one, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through all 3. 4, sorry, 4. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay, yarn over. Now we're just going to skip 1 stitch. Go into this next stitch right here. Yarn over, pull through 2. We're doing another cluster of these 3 stitches again. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through all 4. I feel like I'm getting tongue-tied here. Now this time we're just going to chain 1, okay, and we are going to do a treble crochet into this last stitch right here. Okay, see that one? So that's the one we're going into. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So I'm looking in this camera. I can see why people probably do not. These might be some people's favorite yarn needles, but I just realized that it's clear. So just let me know if, I mean, I would imagine you can still see it because it's got a white background and it's got a reflection there. But I was like, gosh, can they? They can see it. Yeah. But maybe that's why some people don't use them. Okay. So now we are going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to turn our work, okay, and we are going to do 3 double crochets not in this stitch, but into this space right here. Not into this space right here, but into this space right here. So insert your hook and do 3 double crochets. Not together, separate double crochets. Just and roll yarn over, insert, pull up, just like so. Chain 1 after that. Okay, yarn over. Now we're going into this next chain space right here. 3 double crochets just like we just did. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and pull through. Chain 1. Now we're going into this next one right here. This is going to be the last of the 3 in this row. So we did 1, 2, now we're doing the third one right here. So yarn over, do another 3 double crochets. We're just working backwards from what we did before when we started. Now, here's what you have 2 choices we can do. So now remember, chain 1, and we are going to do a treble crochet. Now you can do it either in the top of this stitch right here, in the top of that third stitch, or you can just stick it right into this space right here. Totally up to you, however you want to do it. So I'll show you both ways, just to show you. So you yarn over twice and stick your hook right into that stitch right there. It can be a little tight. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you can do it that way if you want to, or you can do it how I'm going to do it. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Remember we did a treble crochet there. So you gotta yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Okay, so chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work. And now we're going to work into this space right here and this space right here. We're not working into this space. So we're doing 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets here, and then of course we'll do our chain 1, of course, and do our treble into that space. Okay, so yarn over, 3 double crochets. Oh, I'm so sorry. I bounced the camera there a little bit. Chain 1, yarn over, chain 1, double treble crochet into this space. Okay, now we only have 1 more to do, which is right here. So we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work, 3 double crochets right into this space. Chain 1, yarn over again into this space. And again, you can stick it into the chain if you feel more comfortable doing that. You can go right into that chain. Now we're going to chain 1, turn our work around, and we are going to slip stitch right into this stitch, right into this space right here, and pull through, and pull it tight. Okay, you want that to be pulled kind of tight. And we're going to, okay, so we got our slip stitch. We're going to flip our work. We're going to do a single crochet into this chain space right here, that single crochet that we just made. So go ahead and insert your hook, pull up, and do a single crochet right into there. Okay, now we are going to chain up 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Make sure your chain is nice and straight. You're going to flip it around and you're going to go right in between these two single crochets that we had made. So I know it's a little tight in there, but try to insert your hook into both of those right there. Grab your yarn. Gotta get the handle out of the way here because we don't want to work around that. Okay, grab your yarn and pull through. And if you wanted to, again, if you wanted to do the single crochet and make a thicker handle, you would go right into these chains here, which I'm not doing, but I'll just show you very quickly. You would go into these chains that you just made, and I don't know why my hook's not going into that one. I just made it very tight. And then you would do your single crochets. So 1, go into the next, 2, and just so on and so forth. But I'm not doing that. And you know what else I forgot to show you? If you wanted to change colors, which at any point in time I was going to do that for the last part and show you how to change colors, but today we got a solid one. Okay, but at any point you could always change colors. So pull through and then grab your scissors and make it nice and tight, like a nice knot. And you're done. You're done with your back scrubber. I hope you enjoyed this pattern as much as I enjoyed coming up with it. Of course, you know, I have to say, you obviously can make this and sell them or do whatever you want with them. I just wouldn't like for someone to see this like in a magazine somewhere, catalog, which I don't even know if it's that worthy, but somebody might try and do. So I would hope that would not happen, because basically all I did was take these stitches and, create my own. So yeah, and there's other ones like this out there. I've seen other back scrubbers, so I don't know if that means we're copying. I don't know how all that stuff works, but at any rate, if you make them and sell them, more power to you, or give them as gifts. For me, I was thinking how the other day I have a hard time making anything that's not out of love. Like, I have to actually want to make it for someone. Like, if I were to put this stuff on Etsy and sell it, maybe, I guess if you love money enough, you're going to do that. But to me, I feel like I gotta crochet things because it's a lot of energy you're putting into this project. And so I have to make it for someone that I absolutely care about before I, so I'm just going to show you how I close up this stitch here. And I like cotton because you can get in through other For people that sew, this is probably painful to watch. I don't care for sewing. Never have. But I mean, I do it. But yeah. It's not my forte. But so just, you know, kind of weave it out. What's nice about cotton is, you know, they break apart and you can put the stitches in easier. So I wanted to actually wrap it around that, and I just totally got sidetracked. So I do have a really big needle. I couldn't find the little needle that I wanted, so I'm just gonna insert that through there and just kind of close it off. Pull that through. Just get creative, you know, because nobody's gonna see really that. I would hope to God they're not looking that closely. I mean, maybe they are, but and if you know how to do it better, by all means, you know, you do that. So I'm just going to weave this through and pull it through, so this way, hopefully that knot will not be so visible. And then I'm just going to trim it. And voila, there's your first side of your back scrubber. And now for, of course, the other side. You're just going to do the same thing. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I do apologize if I screwed up anywhere and made you have to take out some stitches, or if it wasn't that easy to follow, which I hope it was. Hopefully you were able to see it. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a washcloth with the same bobble stitch. And yeah, hopefully if you do make one, I would love to see it. I think I'm going to start a Facebook with, you know, just to see if people will be willing to share what they made on there, if they have Facebook. Because you can't share photos on YouTube, which I kind of wish you could, but maybe I understand why you can't. There's so many other channels. Maybe I should start an Instagram. Instead, I don't have an Instagram. I've never started an Instagram. I've had Facebook. I've never done Twitter. So yeah, that's it. We are done. Of course, mine's a lot smaller. It reminds me of like a, I don't even know. Actually, it kind of reminds me of like a cool hair piece, or like a little hammock. And you put your soap in. I have seen something like that where they had put this around, like there's, you know, the two handles in the sink, and drop this down a lot smaller, of course, and put their soap in there. So yeah, that is the end of this tutorial. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you can give a like, and I don't know, you can subscribe, but I'm only gonna have a couple videos on here right now because, like I said, I'm just starting, and I would like to do more. It is very time consuming, of course, and so with working and trying to come up with ideas, this may be my only one for a little while. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed doing it, and I feel like I have given back to the community of crocheters, and maybe you'll start crocheting now that you've watched this and learned, or if this was your first time. I think I am going to do a couple of videos of how to do excuse me, double crochet, single crochet, treble crochet, and excuse me, 3 double crochets together. Oh, my throat is getting dry. I think I need water. Yeah, but there's so many out there of how to do that, but I'll put it on my own just so it's there. Okay, thank you again for watching. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. And again, thank you.